James Madison keeps their playoff hopes alive with a 63-27 win over Old Dominion. Now, this was a game that did not start like a game that James Madison was going to dominate. In fact, it was actually the opposite. James Madison gets the opening kick and fumbles it, and Old Dominion picks it up for a touchdown to go up 7-0. And you felt like, okay, that's not a great way to start. Well, then the offense responds. So you've kind of settled in a little bit. James Madison's feeling pretty good. Alonzo Barnett has a 58-yard touchdown run to tie things up. After that, you feel like you have James Madison or Old Dominion in a good spot, and Colton Joseph throws a 98-yard touchdown pass to Trey Brown, who had a great first half and then really kind of fell off after that. And again, you're just going back and forth, trading touchdowns, trading scores back and forth. And at halftime, it's 28-27. Old Dominion misses an extra point, and the total yards at half, James Madison had 366. Old Dominion had 275. So you're thinking, okay, we're in for a long day. We're in for an absolute back and forth shootout, and it's just going to be one of those days. Well, James Madison's defense, I don't know what was told to them in the locker room, but they came out a completely different team. Gave up 0 points to Old Dominion and only allowed them 13 yards in the second half. 13 total yards. That is a team that woke up on one side of the ball, and their offense continued doing what it does. And Alonzo Barnett had a massive game. 17 of 25 for 295 yards, 2 touchdowns. He also ran 17 times for 153 yards and 4 scores. Alonzo Barnett is, and I've said this the entire year, Alonzo Barnett is going to give them the best chance to win. He is their best quarterback. He is their best player on offense, and he is going to be a reason why they win football games. And if they're going to make the playoff, which is looking better now with Louisville's upset win over Miami, he is going to be a big reason why they have a chance and why they could potentially be there. They just need to win out. That's the hard part. And you also have to hope the American continues losing, because Memphis lost today. Now, USF is probably the front runner right now, but you need the American to implode. You need the Mountain West to implode, and you need to win out just to have a chance. Performances like this, first half maybe not so much as good of a thing, but the second half showed a team that can put their foot down and make sure that the other team can't get anything going. So this was a fun game to watch for a James Madison perspective. And I think that there were things that can still be fixed. However, the second half, it was a very impressive performance from Bob Chesney's team. And Barnett went absolutely insane. He had 3 touchdowns in the second half alone. His wide receivers had no issues getting open against that Old Dominion defense, which was kind of surprising. Old Dominion's defense is much better than I think people realize, but today they got absolutely dominated. And for Old Dominion's offense, they had opportunities. There were a number of missed opportunities that they didn't get. I think Colton Joseph had his struggles at times, and that put them in a tough position, but there were definitely wide open receivers that were just missed. The middle of the field on play action, little pop pass kind of things, RPOs, there were opportunities that were missed for Old Dominion. But you're not going to apologize if you're James Madison. You know that, hey, this is a game that it was going either way, and we just got bounces, obviously, and we're not going to, we had our own issues, right? And both teams are going to have problems, but James Madison found a way to kind of negate some of those and to take matters into their own hands. So you feel like you're in a better place when you can do that, whereas Old Dominion wasn't able to do that. But there's a tale of 2 different halves. The first half was back and forth, an absolute battle. The second half was an absolute domination. Now, for James Madison, you have to look at winning out, and it's not going to be easy. The Sun Belt is full of talent, and Southern Miss is looking a lot better. What is that going to look like if those 2 teams play? This was a tough test for James Madison that they passed really, really with flying colors. So going forward, how do you continue playing at this level? Because when you get to the playoff, you're going to play teams that are just as explosive as Old Dominion. And Old Dominion showed other teams that you can put points up on this defense. How do you negate some of that going forward? How do you limit how many explosive plays you give up? And how do you take that second half and put it into the first half so that the team doesn't feel like they have a chance? Because if you can do that, you have a chance to pull off an upset at a larger scale once you get to that point. For now, you focus on the playoff, you focus on getting there, and then after that, you can figure out what you need to do to make some noise at that level.